Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Ask Jimmy Smith. Today, I'm going to be answering a question that I've actually been getting quite a lot lately, which is how do I opt out of the North American Remote Fulfillment Program once I'm enrolled in this? And this question continues to come up because I actually made a video a little while back talking about why you should opt out of the automatic enrollment. Amazon, for a certain period of time, gave notice to their sellers that they're going to automatically enroll all the sellers into this North American remote fulfillment program. And so I gave instructions that you should opt out now if you're not willing to take the time and actually pay attention to this program. Now, I'm not going to go into all the intricacies of it specifically, of the North American Remote Fulfillment Program. It's also referred to as NARF, N-A-R-F, which I still think is ridiculous, but hey, that's how the name spells out. But anyway, ultimately, this program is built for sellers to be able to take their current UnitedStates.com inventory and to be able to sell it on Canada and Mexico without having to actually send inventory to Canada or to Mexico. Now, the issues with this program are that if you ultimately don't take care of the Canada and Mexico platforms, you can get restricted product alerts, you can get intellectual property alerts, and potentially a bunch of different account health issues when ultimately, if you're not going to pay attention to these problems that can arise on both those different marketplaces, it can not only shut down that marketplace, but shut down your whole entire account. And so while I believe this program is an excellent option for private label sellers, wholesale sellers, and even arbitrage sellers that are taking a close look at these different platforms, my issue is that most sellers that are doing replenishable products or arbitrage or even some wholesale may not actually pay attention to these platforms, may not see these account health issues coming up, and then one day they wake up and they're just trying to figure out why their account is shut down. Many times it can be tied to those other accounts that they're not paying attention to. So you need to make sure that if you do decide to stay within this North American Remote Fulfillment Program, that you're clicking into your Canada and Mexico accounts just to check for account health issues, to make sure that there aren't any problems arising over there, because it can shut down all of your accounts. Additionally, let me just give you an example of one of the things that can be an issue. In the province of Quebec in Canada, they require for grocery products to have French nutrition labels and French labels on their grocery product labels. Well, if you aren't doing that, that can become a problem for your Amazon Seller Central account if you're selling regular grocery products in the United States. And there's a bunch of other weird rules, and that may change in the future after the time of this recording. So depending on when you see this, that may be inaccurate. But as of right now, that is something that is an issue. And so we need to make sure that if we are enrolled in these programs that Amazon is automatically now putting people into, that you know the different rules in the different countries that you're selling in. So the point is, unless you are trying to actually spend time on these different platforms, on Canada and Mexico, I highly recommend opting out, because it can ultimately be a detriment to your total Amazon seller account. And whenever you are in the future ready to go ahead and have Amazon sell your products in the US onto Canada and Mexico without having to send products there, then you can re-opt into this program. But right now, Amazon has automatically been enrolling people into NARF, and they are additionally automatically enrolling ASINs into this program without asking. And so this can become a huge problem if you aren't keeping up to date with it. So I wanted to show you right now how to opt out of this program. And I can only show you the way it's working currently. So again, if you're seeing this way down the road, it may not work that way. So I'm going to give you the way that I am finding for people to hopefully be able to carry through multiple years of this video being up. I'm not just going to give you a link right now, although I'll show it to you. I'm not going to give you a link because in the future, it may be wrong. It may have changed. So I'm going to show you the two different steps that you can do to opt out of this program. Now, let me share my screen. So you can see here, what I recommend is that you just Google search, and this is in the future, you can Google search North American Remote Fulfillment Amazon. Now, there's a few different options that come up. You want to go with the Seller Central option. Whenever you click Remote Fulfillment with FBA, it brings you to this page all about the North American Remote Fulfillment Program, all about the different issues or different things that you're gonna have to deal with. Also, the fees are also at the top. But in this bottom portion where it says frequently asked questions, towards the very bottom, I believe it's the second to last question, the hardest spot for people to actually make it to if you read this whole page. What if I want to stop using remote fulfillment? And if you want to leave the program, so there's a couple different things you need to do. If you want to leave the program, you need to go to the program settings. So you'll want to click into here, go to the program settings. Because I'm not enrolled in North American Remote Fulfillment Program, I can't show you those steps, but it's a very simple process. So go to the program settings and just click unenroll or unenroll from remote fulfillment with FBA, and then click unenroll again. Now, all of those remote fulfillment offers for Canada and Mexico will be removed, but we will not adjust your setting preferences. Your FBA inventory will remain for sale in the store where it's located. So for most people, it's going to be in the US. No new inventory will be enabled for remote fulfillment unless you enroll in the program again. So again, you can enroll in the program again if you decide to in the future, once you're ready to keep up to date with this. Now, if you have this turned on, which many sellers automatically get this turned on by Amazon and they never know it, if you have automatic listing creation enabled and want to stop having offers created in Canada and Mexico, you can adjust those settings through Build International Listings. So you need to do two different things. First, come here, find this little portion of frequently asked questions of this remote fulfillment with FBA program on your Seller Central account, click Program Settings, and unenroll from remote fulfillment. Following those steps, then I would come back to this page, click into the Build International Listing section, and make sure that you unenable or that you turn off automatic listing creation so that you don't continue to have ASINs created over there. Even if you unenroll from the program, I just don't trust that Amazon won't continue to put listings on those other Seller Central accounts. So I would do both of these things to make sure that you are fully turned off of this program. Now, additionally, I'm going to give you another step that I would do. Even though it says that these offers from Canada and Mexico will be removed, I would go into those accounts and I would go into inventory and I would delete all of those listings from that platform, right? From Canada and from Mexico specifically. Delete those inventory from those different platforms, because otherwise they may not actually get pulled off. And I've heard of people that unenroll and then they still every day see listings getting created onto the Canada and Mexico platforms. And ultimately they don't want that to happen. So I would go through, delete all those inventory listings that are on those platforms just to make sure that nothing else can pop up. Additionally, for the next week or two or month, if you want to, go in daily or every few days to make sure that new listings aren't being created, to make sure that these things actually were turned off. If you're seeing after a week or so that listings are still getting created, then I would open a case with Amazon to say, hey, I unenrolled on this date. I turned off the automatic listing creation on this date, and I'm still getting listings created. Can we please make sure that this isn't happening, because I don't want to be a part of this program. So those are the steps. You come through. If in the future this link, which I'll put this link in the YouTube description right here, I'll put that in the description for you below this video. But in the future, that link may be incorrect. So just Google North American Remote Fulfillment Amazon. Click on this. Typically, it'll be the first one. Maybe your results are different, but for me, it's the first one from Seller Central. Scroll down to the very bottom and find this FAQ. What if I want to stop? Follow those different instructions. And from there, after that, you want to delete all of your inventory from both platforms. And then you want to monitor that, I would say daily for at least a week, just to see if new things are getting created. And then after that, I'd probably check it once a week just to make sure nothing has changed in those two accounts. To make sure Amazon hasn't returned on the program for you automatically or something, I would most likely want to check that every week or so. Because the issue is, if you didn't follow my first video at the time of this recording, it was a few months ago, but if you didn't follow that first one, then you were most likely automatically enrolled into the program, or you might be automatically enrolled into the program in the future. And so you need to make sure that you turn these things off as well. So I just wanted to make sure that I went through those different steps for you, because I keep getting this question, and it's a great question that I didn't cover in the first video, which was how to opt out of the auto enrollment. This is how to get out of the thing once you're into this program, which again can be a very good program if you want to sell on those two marketplaces and you are going to keep up to date with the products over there. Additionally, if you do want to sell in these other marketplaces, personally, I would at the very least, unenroll from the automatic listing creation, because you never know what product you put on there. You forget that it gets enrolled into Canada or Mexico and it becomes an issue onto your account. I would unenroll in the automatic listing creation, and I would personally want to enroll specific products into those two marketplaces so that I have more control of what's going on in those accounts. But that's my own personal preference. And you do that by not getting rid of the program. You would just unenroll of the automatic listing creation that I had mentioned. So those are the steps for how to opt out of the North American Remote Fulfillment Program, or NARF, once you are already enrolled. If you're interested in seeing any of the 1,000 success stories that I have for my course, you can go to AskJimmySmith.com/success. I also have a free guide for how to read Keepa charts. If you go to AskJimmySmith.com/Keepa guide. But comment below. Let me know what your thoughts were on this program. Do you like the North American Remote Fulfillment Program? Did this video help you? Are there any steps I'm missing? Is there something else that I can help with for this program? Ultimately, I love to be able to answer questions and to be able to help sellers get rid of different issues on their Amazon account, and be able to help you to understand and read Keepa better and find products better. So check out the rest of this channel. Make sure to like this video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. I really hope that this video helped you and blessed you. Hope you have a great rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week.